Two of these are supposed to be senior gifts.
Okay. Where's that one fell out?
Ready?
Yep.
The two special ones are here.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to figure out.
Okay.
Just hand these out
Until they're good, it's gone. Yeah.
sounds like a plan.
Okay, again, while we wrap up the meal, let's, the tradition here began years ago just as a reward or a thank you to these graduates who are here. And so we'll make that the tradition again, except that the baseball team names are here in the drawing. And so if we get a baseball team person, they have an excused absence. But we'll just draw names, just come up, and we'll hand out these gifts as long as we have gifts to hand out. Sophia Flores. Cameron Reynolds. Up. Okay, Cameron. Okay. Colin Anguiano? Baseball. Anguiano? No, baseball. Okay. Emily Livingston. Cale Jeffries. Brendan Wright. Ethan Gersner. Jasmine Gerardo. Hannah Fisher. Here's one that we had fun fitting on the line in the program book. Alexa de la Torre Sanchez. Dylan Mills. Valakai Levescu. Andrea Sanders. Grace Grote. Adrian Corona Lara. Alexis Devon. Catherine Elliott. Gabby Holmes. Haley Jones. And our two gifts in a sack, William Kozort, and Lindsay Mills. And thank you to Martha Miller, Wendy Smith, and a couple others for making this possible. Well, while we're at kind of an informal time too, I would like to, for those people who might marry at some point, I want to talk real quick about marrying wisely. Here's how you can tell if you married wisely. If you have a wife who's not a Union City graduate, Dayton area, and she's really good at date management. She knows what day Christmas is going to be on in 2030 and has gifts planned. And so she knows ahead of time things like when her birthday will fall. And let's say that you aren't as good as she is at date management. And so you say to her, what shall we do to celebrate your birthday? And she says to you, well, why don't we have dinner at the Union City Alumni Banquet? And you say, oh, oh yeah, good idea. So anyway, I would thank you, and again, that's called marrying wisely. Okay, and with that, we'll have the formal introduction of the graduating class. Hey, and from here on, we'll go down through the program without introduction, just so people, as it's their time to come up, just come right on up. Also, one quick thing, be sure, we want to get a picture of the Teacher Grant Award winners and the scholarship winners at the end of the program. Blake Clevenger has volunteered to be photographer, so please be sure we get that done. Thank you.
Well, good evening. Those that do not know, my name is Aaron Black, proud Union City alum, class of 2000, and blessed to be the superintendent here at Randolph Eastern School Corporation. It is my honor that I get to recognize and do the introductions of the class of 2022. And before we start that, I would like to recognize our caterer tonight. Roots does so much more than cater the alumni banquet. They're a partner in many, many ways, both financially, and they've given us some awesome kids that have went through Union City. They're good partners with Randolph Eastern. So if we can give the good folks at Roots a round of applause, I'd appreciate it. Now, without further ado, and I went around to each table, I gave them a heads up, said, you get to introduce yourselves because they want to see your beautiful faces, hear your voices, and we had a couple folks that chose to leave because they were scared, and but the funny thing is, and I hope you guys lit them up in your little Snapchat group, because I think some of them lost some money tonight, so if standing up here would have been worth that envelope that they left on. So with that being said, we are going to start with Carly's table because she has graciously been voluntold to go first. So if your table come up and then class of 2022, as their table is finishing up, if we can go here to this table here, and then we'll go to the back, okay? It's just as simple, my name is, my future plans are. Carly Rissmiller.
Hello, everyone. As I was introduced, my name is Carly Rissmiller, and my future plans are to attend IU Bloomington with a major in biology.
Hello, my name is Adrian Corona Lara, and I plan to be a welder, and that's really it. Yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name is Camden Downey. I plan to study computer engineering technology at IUPUI.
My name is Haley Jones, and I plan to attend Ivy Tech to study phlebotomy.
My name's Mark Brown. I like to go to Ball State for criminal justice.
My name is Malachi Levesque, and I plan on working at the Randolph County Jail and then going to the police academy to become a local police officer.
I'm Sophia Flores, and I plan to come back to be an ESL assistant for the Hispanic community.
I'm Lindsay Mills, and I will be attending Ball State to study early childhood education.
I'm Emily Livingston, and I plan to attend Indiana University with a major in psychology.
My name is Alexia Daltoy, and I plan to attend Ivy Tech to study criminal justice.
My name is Abigail Clemens, and I plan to go into the workforce.
My future plans are to attend Ivy Tech to major in nursing.
My name is Brandy Neal, and my plans are undecided, but I want to do something in the arts.
I'm Mariah Claywell, and I intend to study at Bethel University with a double major in psychology and criminology.
My name is Jasmine Gerardo, and I plan on attending Sinclair and becoming a neonatal nurse.
I'm Christina Sawinski, and I'll be attending Purdue University to study planetary science and geology.
My name is Gabrielle Holmes, and I will be attending IU East to major in criminal justice and minor in psychology.
My name is Alexis Devin, and I plan to attend Ivy Tech Anderson to become an expanded functions dental assistant and then apply to the IU School of Dentistry to open a private practice in special needs dentistry.
My name is Hannah Fisher, and I plan to attend Ivy Tech in partnership with Reed to major in medical imaging.
My name is Andrea Sanders, and I plan to attend Ball State to become a nurse practitioner.
Hello, my name is Ethan Gershner. I am going to be going to Slidell, Louisiana to work in construction.
Hello, my name is William Kazor, and my plans are undecided, but it has to be something with animals.
Hello, my name is Catherine Elliott. I am currently enlisted in the United States Army, where I will go to become a medical laboratory specialist. And then after I come back from my training, I will go to Ball State to major in nursing and become a nurse practitioner.
My name is Kayla Schaefer. I plan on attending nursing school, then attending medical school to become a medical doctor, and specialize in family medicine, then open my own family doctor's office.
My name is Grace Grode, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I know I'm going to work as a veterinarian one day.
My name is Dylan Mills, and I have nothing, but I'm pretty sure I'll be planning something in the near future.
Hello, my name is Nathan Fields. My plans are undecided, but it has to deal with welding.
And before Luanna comes up here, can we give those ladies and gentlemen one big round of applause? Great job.
Hello, I'm Luanna, Bayern, class of 1965. When I grow up, I'll finally decide what I'm going to do. There you go. We are going to especially honor the most senior gentleman in attendance here this evening, and that would be Richard Wise. Emily? Come back. 72 years. He's an inspiration. We have the most elder lady from the class of 1952, Carol Stein Drew. Thank you, Emily. We are also honoring the alumni from the class of 1964, John Smith. He traveled from Sherwood, Arkansas. I GPS'd it, and I think it's 679, and he may disagree with me. But John, would you come forward or stand up?
It's now my privilege to welcome our featured speaker from the honored class of 1972. That's Greg Harshman. Greg served as class president, stepped forward quickly to be part of the planning for this event on behalf of the class. And I had an interesting exchange with Greg. Sometimes when people are asked what to talk about, and we talked about that, but I feel some need to assure a person that they can just relax and have fun, not be nervous. Greg said, "Oh, I'll be fine." and I think we'll no doubt see why that's true. So Greg Harshman.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I need these. Still buying them at the Dollar Tree though, and I'm pretty happy about that. You gotta fool with these things because you know at the Dollar Tree, well, they're $1.25 now, but I can live with that. I received an email from Bill Corbin a few weeks ago that included the invitation to this banquet. My name was on the program. I was to be the Toastmaster. I thought about that for a few days, and then I called Mr. Corbin to have him please explain to me what exactly the Toastmaster was expected to do. Any other time I heard the word toast, it involved a slice of bread, a tip of the hat, which usually involves some sort of alcoholic beverage, or maybe even Haywood Banks' classic toast, where he bangs on a toaster with a drumstick and such. But Bill assured me that he didn't know where the word Toastmaster came from or who started that, but again, like he said, I needn't worry about that title and to just be myself, relax, and to have fun. So let's do that. First of all, thank you so much to the Alumni Association for putting together this wonderful event. Not only this banquet this evening, but for the City of Union City open houses and tours that were also a part of this event. This, as says on your program, is in fact the 146th annual Alumni Banquet. That's a lot, that's a few. I heard from Mr. Corbin one more time earlier this week, in fact, as he was curious if I'd come up with a title for my ramblings. I told him that I had pondered that a bit, and then I came up with Then and Now. I received his nod of approval, so here goes. To the class of 2022, you young folks out here, let me apologize, as I doubt that any of you will be able to understand my then comments unless you've been fortunate enough to have spent some time with grandparents who have spoken about the good old days. My classmates and I wore our caps and gowns some 50 years ago. We wore them outside. We wore them on the football field. That's where we had our commencement ceremony. To my knowledge, no other class here at UCCHS has even ventured to give thought to try to do that. My two children went through this school system, and I tried to entice them to get with their principal and such and see if they could pull that off once again. I'm proud of that. We're the only class to have done that outside. Thanks to Mr. Ayers for making that happen as well. We had to have backup plans and this and that and what ifs and this and that, and he finally saw fit to let us go ahead and proceed with that. The class of 1972, we also had class jackets that didn't have the usual tight banding around the bottom like all of our predecessors did. Ours looked more like a Navy pea coat, for lack of a better word. It was lengthy and long and different, and I'm kind of proud of that too. Something innovative that we did, that we put together as a class. Here comes the then portion of these ramblings. Prior to our high school days, most of my classmates spent their early years at the West Side School. That building, I'm happy to say, is a survivor and is now home to the Hoosier Place Apartments. The old gymnasium looks like it did when we were fifth graders. Good old West Side School. Mrs. Key, Mrs. Bennett, Mrs. Murphy, Mrs. Wolf, Mrs. Bunger, Mrs. Huffer, Mr. Shelton, Mr. DeHaven, and our principal at the time, Mr. Howe. What fond memories. I remember Mrs. Warren's third grade and her third grade class and her tasting parties. We had a teacher who would cook something up in the class, and it was usually something that she deemed that our parents wouldn't prepare for us at home. Fried cabbage, stewed tomatoes, Brussels sprouts, or some other bizarre dish that 8 or 9-year-olds would hate. Honestly, we had to try it. We had to try it. I'm pretty sure that the building custodians kept the vomit sawdust in the hallway right outside of her classroom. Thanks, Mrs. Warren. My daughter had Mrs. Warren for a teacher in grade school. She never had to eat something that would have made her sick. The school board apparently intervened and stopped that abuse. I mentioned that most of my classmates began their education at the West Side School. In high school, or maybe even a bit before that, perhaps in junior high, the Catholic school here in Union City closed their classrooms, and then all those students were pretty much mainstreamed into our public school system. We picked up Mary Bargee, Jack Cotter, Randy Welch, and a few others. I mentioned the Catholic school because, for no other apparent reason, us public school kids hated those Catholic kids. I'm thinking just because they had no cafeteria at their school building, and they had the nuns march them over every day for lunch in our cafeteria. I think that's the only reason that we hated them, not because they were Catholics or different. They're eating our lunch. My wife was one of those Catholic kids. One lunch had a meal that she wasn't too thrilled about, and at her table, she's cramming this in her milk carton, hoping she could pull this off. Well, when she took her tray up to, take it to where it was to go to be dispatched for cleaning and such, one of the sisters cornered her on it. Rebecca, I don't think you finished your lunch. She had to go sit back down and eat that soggy, milky, nasty, whatever it was. It had to have been meatloaf, because I don't think to this day she's had a slice of meatloaf. I don't know if the custodians had to bring the vomit sawdust to the cafeteria or not. I must have reneged on that disrespect of the Catholic kids, as I married one in 1980. He even had the ceremony at the Catholic Church. Fast forward to our high school years, 1969 through 1972. Union City was a thriving industrial town with Westinghouse, Scheller Globe, Union City Body Company, Mingles Cabinet Factory, Backstay, Frank Miller Lumber. Jobs were plentiful. We had a busy downtown with Kirschbaum's department store, the Boston store, 2 jewelry stores, Guard's Meat Market, Fenton's Bakery, Duke Reese's newsstand, McClurg's 5 and 10, Napa and Fraser's auto parts stores, 2 movie theaters, Tibbetts, Wooters, and Knopfsinger's pharmacies, King's True Value hardware store, a shoe store, a diner or 2, the City Cafe, Minerdings, the Gateway, and Tommy's Place. We had an A&P grocery, Strock's, Reinhardt's, Carpenter's, Wright's IGA. We had Dwayne's Texaco, the Central Garage, Hartley's, A&H Marathon, Golf, and C.E. Wright & Sons Fleet Wing. We had many churches as well, as several places you could sit down for a meal or buy a New Year's car. In 1972, we watched All in the Family, Sanford & Son, Hawaii Five-0, Maude, and the Mary Tyler Moore Show on TV. Miss America was from Ohio. The Ed Sullivan Show was every Sunday night. Look forward to it, as most all of my classmates probably did as well, and you older folks too. At any rate, the Ed Sullivan Show was a staple of our lifetimes. There were those who were banned from the Ed Sullivan Show for whatever the reason. The Doors, Bo Diddley, Buddy Holly and the Crickets, Jackie Mason, and Bob Dylan, all not allowed to be on Ed's show. They got under his skin. In 1972, you could purchase a brand new Ford Pinto for $2,161, brand new. An AMC Gremlin for $2,265, if you wanted to step up a little. A Chevy Vega for $2,283. These cars all came with a standard AM radio. A gallon of gasoline in 1972 was 36 cents. A gas crisis in 1974 raised that price to 59 cents a gallon. The #1 song on the radio in 1972 was "The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face" by Roberta Flack. We're not so proud of that. In the top 10 were Don McLean's American Pie and Sammy Davis Jr.'s The Candyman. My graduating class boasts a medical doctor, a military doctor, several nurses, and others in the medical field. We've had business owners, leaders in the financial industry, and a few teachers as well. We are proud of all of our classmates. Let's touch base on now, if I may. Union City is no longer the industrial town that it was 50 years ago. Things change. We've struggled much like lots of small towns our size have. We have survived, I believe. We have strong leadership in our city government with excellent vision for our future on both sides of the state line. Our Arts Depot is a beautiful facility. We have a beautiful facility in our outdoor concert uptown area we call Artisan Park. Vision Corner, the old apothecary shop, Wooters Drugstore as some of us know it, it's being renovated to house several different entities, one of which will be the K.I.S.S. TV studios. Zaharico's Sweet Shop is now a wonderfully decorated coffee shop. If you desire an authentic taco, you can stop in and get one at Lou's Tacos. Casey's built a nice new facility at the corner of State Line and Highway 571. The A&W Root Beer stand reopened for the season today. We have a Dollar General store, and soon to open will be a combination Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. Our Pizza Hut has a very nice dining room. Lots of Pizza Huts are delivery or pickup only, not us. And don't forget, it began in Muncie, but we're happy to have our own Pizza King. Let's not forget the best chicken around comes from Bowser's Barn. I'm pleased and proud to have attended school here in Union City, kindergarten through my senior year. You graduates are just now embarking on your life journey. Enjoy it. Savor the memories. You'll have many. You'll have setbacks and disappointments. That's all part of life. Be proud of what you are. Be optimistic. Be optimistic about your future. I hope you appreciate the education that you've received in this building, that you thank your teachers and the school administration for all the things that you have accomplished. As I wrap this up, I'd like to talk briefly about the Alumni Association. The UCCHS Alumni Association has generated over $250,000 in scholarships and post-high school educational opportunities for graduates. The Alumni Association has also provided almost $100,000 to help support teacher grants. The Alumni Association's most recent venture is the formation of the Union City Education Foundation. Like it read on my banquet invitation, a time to reconnect with friends and memories, reasons to consider support of your old hometown. Back in 1972, I was one of the recipients of the Alumni Association Scholarship. I don't remember exactly how much money I received then, but I was happy to give it to the bursar's office at IU to help pay for my first year of college. I was quite proud of that. After this banquet, I intend to pull my checkbook from my back pocket and write Bill Corbin a check for $100. Maybe hope to get the ball rolling for next year's scholarship funds. I'm hoping that maybe I can get 9 more people here to raise their hand and do the same thing. That'd be the first 1,000 to get 2023 going with a donation, a contribution. I don't recall ever writing a check to them before. I'm guilty, I'm bad about that, but now's the time. Maybe I can start paying back some of that scholarship money that I got some 50 years ago. So please help me do the same thing if you will. Thank you all. Have a good evening. God bless.
Greg, that was terrific. Thank you so much. Really, really great. Every year we award an alumnus. We're still in the debate about the correct Latin term here, but this year actually we have a dual award, one of whom is an alum for sure, and one is a partner in Union City. In so many ways, it's kind of amazing, and in this case, it's posthumously awarded. But the awardees are Penny Bothus, class of '62, and her life partner Flip, who, of course, many of us know, and his mayor and all kinds of things in Union City. Just 2 outstanding people, great contribution, and certainly worthy of this award. So Penny and Phil Bothus. I'm sorry. That's wrong, isn't it? Penny Bothus and Phil. Help me. Yep. One more time. Hoover. Okay. Penny and... Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, and now we will do whatever's next on the program. Thank you.
At this time, we get to recognize the scholarship winners for the class of 2022. Seniors, when I call your name, if you can come on up here and stand until we recognize all of this year's recipients. And again, just a reminder for those in the room, scholarship award winners, teacher grant winners, we would love your picture in the back by the backdrop. I encourage anybody to use the Union City Indians backdrop throughout the evening. So without any further ado, our first $2,000 recipient of a Union City Alumni Grant is Mariah Claywell. Our next recipient of $2,000, Camden Downey. Another alumni scholarship winner in the amount of $2,000, Hannah Fisher. Our next recipient is out playing baseball right now. I think the latest update is we're down 1-0 in the second inning. But before I want to brag on him a little bit, and his dad's here. So this young man that's not with us tonight was also the Randolph County Lilly Scholarship winner. And if you look back into the history, and we have our Lilly winners running in the hallway, kind of on a loop. I'm proud to say, I was not a Lilly Award winner, obviously, but I'm proud to say that Union City, using some athletic terms, has pretty well dominated Randolph County when it comes to Lilly scholarships. So the $2,000 scholarship goes to Braden Halgett. The next recipient, $2,000, Emily Livingston. The next $2,000 scholarship, Miss Lindsay Mills. The next scholarship comes from the class of 1956, and those of you in this room that have tried to call for somebody in the world of trades realize that we missed the mark in education at some point because we stopped sending kids and encouraging the trades like we should have. So the class of 1956 kind of made a shift from the 4-year traditional route to wanting to recognize someone that is going into the trades. And the class of 1956 has a scholarship of $5,000. I'm proud to say that's going to Adrian Corona Laura. And I have one final scholarship here. It's a big scholarship, the Jan Chenoweth Scholarship. This is in the amount of $10,000. And this scholarship goes to Emily Livingston. If we give these kind folks one more round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. All right, Ms. Vincent, I think it's your time. Next part of the program, we get to recognize Teacher Grant Award winners. This is a program, obviously, I'm very proud to be a part of. One that it was shared that we've given nearly $100,000 to teachers to go back to their classrooms. And if you don't already, I encourage you to follow the Union City Alumni Facebook page because a lot of that good work turns up there on Facebook. So, and this year was unique. Just to give you an example of the need in education, we challenged our teachers about March to write a scholarship or grant application. This year we had over $30,000 worth of requests. I'm proud to say that the Union City Alumni Association had earmarked $15,000 for the program, and through some other grant opportunities and school funds, we were able to meet all the teachers' needs. So with that being said, teachers, when I call your name, if you can maybe line in front of the stage since there's so many of you, and then we got to make sure we get a picture before you leave. So our first scholarship or teacher grant award winner is Melissa Adelsberger. And I'm going to also have her take Ms. Kai Atkins, who's also a language arts teacher at Union City Junior Senior High. Our next winner is a teacher who's been at Northside Elementary for some years now and has graciously stepped up to move into the 7th and 8th grade STEM role, the science role, and that goes to Miss Erica Calhoun. Our next recipient and proud Union City alum who was recently named as the Northside Elementary Principal, Mr. Nathan Cash. Our next award winner, I don't believe is with us, but our preschool teacher, Miss Megan Clay. Next, and the gentleman responsible for making sure that all of these awesome Indians were printed and having it in place and back, and does a great job with our technology, and a Union City alum, graduated with me, far smarter than I was, Mr. Blake Clevenger. Our next teacher grant goes to our Espanol teacher at junior senior high, Miss Laura Elliott. The next award winner, also a Union City alum, and is our ESL teacher, which is English Second Language teacher, and that's Miss Rosemary Elmore. Our next recipient is a Union City alum, teaches 2nd grade, and the proud dad of a senior, the class of 2022, and the Lilly winner, Mr. Brad Hoggett. The next award goes, it's actually to the junior high teachers. They were working on an incentive program that goes to another Union City alum and our girls varsity basketball coach, and my lovely wife, Miss Sarah Black. The next grant goes to our K.I.S.S TV program, and we're proud to share that Corey Lykins, a Union City alum, has recently taken that position, so an award for K.I.S.S TV. The next grant goes to, it's kind of repetitive here, a Union City alumni and the proud principal of Union City Junior Senior High School, Mr. Jason Loomis. Next grant goes to our amazing junior senior high art teacher that is responsible for assisting our students in a lot of downtown art. If you're downtown, saw the sidewalks painted, this is a young lady that's kind of make that happen, so Miss Amy Marker. Another grant to English department, Miss Marissa McPherson. Next grant goes to a 3rd grade teacher and Union City alumni, Miss Raylan Mills. Next grant goes to junior senior high school agricultural teacher and Union City alum, Miss Cindy Nunez. Our next award winner, also a Union City alum, and she teaches junior senior high engineering and business courses for us, Miss Brittany Osborne. Next grant goes to Northside Elementary special education teacher, Miss Tara Phillips. The next grantee is our Northside Elementary music teacher, Miss Linda Sprunger. Next recipient is also a 3rd grade teacher and Union City alum, Miss Lydia Stuckey. Our next recipient, and if you were on Facebook, or if you're on Facebook at all, you're bound to see his name come across your feed. But our proud new Union City Junior Senior High School Assistant Principal, Mr. Kirby Tipple. Next recipient, Junior Senior High School math teacher, Union City alum, and a proud member of the Union City Alumni Association Board, Ms. Cheryl Van Camp. Next recipients, the Randolph Eastern librarian or media specialist, and Union City alum, proud member of the Union City Alumni Association, Ms. Jennifer Vincent. We're getting close, folks. Next winner here is Miss Shelley Wambo, Junior Senior High English teacher. Then we have Miss Nancy Whitted, Junior Senior High School English teacher. And last but not least, we have Miss Sherry Wells, Northside Elementary teacher. So we have a lot of heroes in the world today with healthcare professionals, but I can tell you there's these folks have been taxed working through what the last 2 years have looked like, and they deserve another round of applause. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Blake, you may want to stay close. Next up, Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Bausman have a little presentation to celebrate the K.I.S.S TV 50th reunion.
Hello, everyone. I am Brian Bausman. I was class of 1993. And I was reminded of that when I came in earlier and had the privilege of Blake helping me make sure that this video was going to go okay. And so I stood up here and thought, well, I want to see how it feels to be behind this microphone, because it's almost been 3 decades since I stood up here as our class president and gave some kind of speech before graduation that I was really nervous about. But when it comes to giving any kind of little speech, I talked to my speech teacher at the high school, Melissa Adelsberger, before this, and we hope that this shows that she did a good job of preparing someone to speak publicly. So I did have a little card here with some notes. When I came in earlier, one of the first things that I recognized and remembered was the red, white, and blue of Union City. And this morning, and this goes back to Bill talking about wives being prepared for things, when I finally got around to thinking about what I might wear to this event, my wife Liz had some nice clothes picked out with a really cool red tie. And when I saw it, I was like, that's perfect for tonight, red, white, and blue. And I forgot to bring the tie. So if you can just imagine that part, I appreciated that a lot. I talked to Mayor Spence sometime last year, and he let me know that what we knew as the apothecary shop is being turned into Vision Corner. And some of you might have heard about the plans there. It's going to involve K.I.S.S TV, it's going to involve DECA, possibly Ball State, and all kinds of other things. And K.I.S.S TV and DECA were so much a part of my high school years and launched me and became so much a part of my career that when I was filling out a form that a lot of other alumni filled out to say if you had ever participated in K.I.S.S or DECA and if it had affected your life, I was just furiously typing because I could talk for days about how much those two programs and their working together affected my life and my career. And so when Mayor Spence asked if I could put a video together to help promote Vision Corner, I was excited to do that. So we will show that tonight. It's about 12 minutes that talks about Vision Corner. It also talks about the history of KISS TV. It talks about the history of DECA. And in doing so, it made me realize that it just scratches the surface of how many of the stories from every class, every decade in the 50 years of KISS, and DECA has been at the school longer than 50 years even. And I would like to continue talking to each other on the KISS TV alumni page, the DECA alumni page, and social media, and calling each other and networking, because all of you probably have something, an old photo, an old videotape, an old film. Talking to Lance at the table, he has maybe an old camera that would be cool, some of the old KISS artifacts. So would really like to collect those things and keep doing it so that we can archive it going into what hopefully is the next 50 years or however many years that we continue with these awesome programs. So what I understand is my job now is to excite you with a video for 12 to 15 minutes. And I realize that what we're going to do is we're going to feed you and then have you sit for a couple hours and then turn the lights off. So something that we can do while we get this podium out of the way, so that, or do we need to move the podium? We don't now. Okay. So just one thing that we can do as an activity to get us awake and ready for the end of this program is to give a standing ovation to the guy that's behind the camera right there. Because he represents, and this standing ovation will be representing everyone who has participated in the program, being behind a camera on a Saturday night, doing something that, you know, it takes people doing things for these programs to run. So if you're able, and you can give a standing ovation to the guy behind the camera there, that's a good representation of what KISS TV is. Lastly, before the video plays, there will be huge cash prizes that Bill has promised for anyone that can name what K.I.S.S. TV actually stands for or what DECA stands for. I think it was thousands of dollars, right, Bill? You can talk to him after the program, but thank you.
One of the things that used to frustrate me every time driving through town was the building I'm sitting in right now. What we knew as the apothecary building growing up, it basically symbolizes a bygone era for Union City. And it was empty. Okay, what are you going to do about it, you know? Everybody knew it as the green monster, you know, and we can't have that. We've got to have something that has people looking forward. So what do we do to make our own future something special that our grandkids will talk about the great days of Union City and how it made a comeback and how it's something special again? What do we do to make that happen? We've worked very diligently to get this corner going and become like an epicenter of what's possible down the road. Now, what's that entail? Well, number one, we had to get the building. Because we could talk about the building all day long, but we can't do anything to the building unless we had the building. And so I reached out to a grant engineer that we've worked with for years. I told him what we had in mind, and he had some grant opportunities for us. We went right after it, and we obtained a grant to purchase this building through rural development, which he was flabbergasted because he'd never seen rural development put forth money to purchase a building. And it was a $73,000 grant that we earned, but we needed to come up with roughly $20-some thousand on our own to match that. And we did. So once we decided we wanted to be here, one of the things I wanted to do first and foremost was brand this corner. And I come across vision, look forward. Well, it's on a corner. What if we call it Vision Corner? You look at your community, okay, what do we do well? What is it we do well, and what are we missing? In terms of what we do well, KISS and Apache are two thriving programs in the school. They have an amazing track record. They have an amazing track record, amazing track record.
The fun part of the whole story of K.I.S.S. is that it was an accident. I mean, technically. The school, because of Hadi Spate and Dan Kopic having their specialty equipment materials there available, gave it to the school or had it again purchased for the school. In my independent study seminar class was doing all kinds of things. We thought, well, let's use it. And then the cable company had just come into Union City and had put in their thing, gone into business, and it was Cypress Cable, and cable was spelled with a K. I decided, let's talk to him. So Gene K.I.S.S. was the manager. He said, well, I don't think we can do anything like that. But he says, let's go down to the head end and we'll see, you know, what's going on. And if people, old people can remember, they had a weather channel, and that was the local origination. And it was a mirror with different dials that went back and forth. And it was so funny because of the fact that he said, well, I don't know with this happening. And I looked and said, wait a minute, there's an 8-pin connector there that's going out to the system. Yeah, well, we have an 8-pin connector. We plugged it in and it worked perfectly.
Barb Jeffries for K.I.S.S. TV, and with me is the artist in residence, Mr. Dan Fruits.
A lot of times people think when they look at the history of K.I.S.S. TV that there was some great plan to it all. There was no plan. We didn't have any of the money that it really took to do TV production, but we always tried to create the air that we were doing something that you see on TV.
It's a fast start. Looks like lane number 4. Rob Benson has an edge, but there goes Tim Liebert.
And so the programming just continued to advance. It was anything students wanted to do, which was a very rare thing because most schools would never, it always had to be an organized thing. Well, we were on the cable and we had a channel to be responsible for 24 hours a day.
When we got started doing this, well, we ought to have call letters, and that's when we came up with the Cable with a K and Independent Study Seminar.
K.I.S.S. stands for Cable Independent Study Seminar.
Contrary to popular belief, it isn't Keep It Simple Stupid, but it is Cable Independent Study Seminar.
Students would go on the air and they would do a show or do the news or do an interview with somebody. And they would tell you that someone at one of the local businesses had said, I saw you on TV last night doing that story. And when someone in the community acknowledges the students for the things they just saw them do on TV, wow, they are hooked at that point.
As we progressed with the program at Union City Community High School, realizing that we were the original student-produced TV, radio production class in the country, we wanted to give kids life experiences and using technology that was not really used by anybody else. It was, you know, it was in its infancy.
Whatever their capabilities were, they had a spot in K.I.S.S. TV, and they all helped each other. So it was very important to us to give the students ownership of the program. And I say we, I picked that up from what John had developed with the program. Students had ownership of the program.
This is Rafaela O'Reilly from Union City, Indiana. So happy to be here today talking to you about K.I.S.S. TV and the new exciting changes that Union City is making downtown to revitalize downtown Union City. There's going to be access for students to study radio, TV, film, mass communication, and then also work with Ball State University. Some professors also have access to students. What a fantastic vision and a great program.
Everyone was involved in K.I.S.S. TV, so we hope you'll visit on Facebook the K.I.S.S. TV alumni page, because that's kind of a central area where you can add some memories or some thoughts, and maybe eventually can add some of the videos that are out there that exist that were recorded off the air, or perhaps some of our students recorded them and took them home. That would never happen, would it? Yes, it happened all the time, and we're glad it did. We know that you have a special place in K.I.S.S. TV's history, so please visit the K.I.S.S. TV alumni page on Facebook.
I graduated high school from Mississinawa Valley, so although I didn't have a direct correlation with KISS TV, I do remember growing up and loving to get on there on Saturday mornings, and you could call in and win Cokes, and you could, they would do trivia questions, and it was a lot of fun, and wanting to call in for requests at 964-4026. I think that's still the number. If I knew the song was coming up, I could press my cassette recorder and make a copy of it, so I could always listen to it. So it was fun to interact as a student from MV and know that there was something local in our town. Now, as an adult and as a teacher here at the high school, I really do see the value of the KISS program.
Students in KISS TV and the new Vision Corner that's coming about have the biggest opportunity to create something new in their lives. And I didn't say to learn TV production, to create something new, because I think media is going to play in the future one of the largest roles in business, information, and entertainment that you can imagine. And it's in their hands.
We're so thrilled at the fact that the Vision Corner is coming up. The school is just, the DECA program, I should mention, Becky Kuehl, and going back to Tom Johnson. I mean, this is a fantastic program. I hope people in Union City realize just how lucky we are.
Well, it started around 1965, as far as I could tell. And the original person who started it was named Dick Clark. Not the American Bandstand Dick Clark, but that's who started it. We had a small chapter. I think the first year we had 11 students. Union City DECA chapter was the smallest school in Indiana to have a DECA chapter. So, then as the chapter grew, we got much more competitive, figured out, really how to compete.
This has such a rich history. Like, the TP started in 1974. We're one of the first schools in the state of Indiana to have a school store. Same thing with Apache. And our kids, when they went to nationals this year at Atlanta and they were sharing what we do, they're like, how do you get to do all that? I go to such a big school and I don't have those opportunities.
In Indiana DECA, there's a state president, a state vice president, secretary, treasurer, and district presidents. And this particular year, Union City had 3 state officers, president, vice president, and district president, and that never happened before in Indiana DECA at all.
Awards, things aside, those are great. I love them, that they can achieve at that high level, but to me, it's about the experiences. I don't think that you can say that DECA and KISS haven't made a difference in people's lives.
It's just a lot of hands-on learning, and I really think students in general like that.
What it is opening up their minds as to what's possible. It's taking these kids to another level. It's letting them know that, number one, there's a whole world out there waiting for you that you can tackle and you can make a difference. You can accomplish amazing things. Number two, you've got a community that stands behind you, that wants to see you succeed. Number three, this community is going to work together with your school, and we're going to find ways to make this happen on a grander scale and to really elevate your game, so that way when you go out there, you stand above the rest. You are known as an alum of Union City Community High School, and people see you and they know, hey, there's someone special right there. I want that to be known. And I want that to take center stage down here, a la Times Square. When you walk past NBC Studios, you see the filming going on. I want people driving through Union City, and I want the residents here to see these kids working behind the scenes on projects, seeing filming going on right here as they drive past these original restored glass windows in the building. I don't want them seeing plywood. I want them to see the future.
My name is John Schmidt.
I'm Rick Clear, and I am a graduate of Union City Community High School, class of 1972.
I'm Becky Kuehl. I am a business and marketing teacher here at Union City. This is my 28th year.
My name is Tom Johnson, and for 35 years I was the DECA chapter advisor and DECA coordinator.
And I'd like to thank all those students who made it possible for me never to have to go to work a day in my life.
I wish patchy downtown, and K.I.S.S., good luck.
I worked there for 33 years, retiring in 2011, and it had to be one of the greatest experiences of my life. I got to work in the career I wanted in TV with our own small TV station. I got to work continually at Union City Community High School. It was the greatest place to be, and I got to be involved because of K.I.S.S TV in our community. Doesn't get any better than that. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rick Clear, and tonight I'm here at home in Atlanta, Georgia. I really am sorry that I'm not able to be there in person, not only because of K.I.S.S TV celebrating its 50th year, but also my graduating class of 1972 is celebrating their 50th anniversary as well. I also wish that I could be standing right there beside John Schmidt. John's a teacher who certainly changed my life and made it possible for me to make K.I.S.S TV my career. One of the greatest opportunities for me was to stay in Union City, be a part of the community, and work with John. And working with John in K.I.S.S TV for 33 years, well, it was fun. It was an enjoyable experience and extremely rewarding. K.I.S.S TV, you see, was all about community. It was a learning experience, but a learning experience that involved students working as Union City's local TV station. Every day, students knew they were working on something in class that would be appreciated later on that evening by viewers at home. And most weeks, student participation went well beyond the school day. K.I.S.S TV has had a great history and a fun history that John and I could talk about endlessly. But tonight, what I'm most excited about is what the future holds for K.I.S.S TV. Today, with all of the technologies that are available to us that we couldn't imagine in 1972, K.I.S.S TV isn't limited to just connecting the community within its own city limits, but it now can connect Union City with anyone who has ever enjoyed being a part of the life of this school or community. The possibilities are limitless and beyond exciting. Also, Vision Corner, which is now under construction in one of Union City's most historic buildings, will house both K.I.S.S TV and the DECA program. And those two programs will bring that school community partnership within the Vision Corner facility to a whole new level. I also saw in the news this week one of Union City's own, Miss Corey Lykins, will be taking the helm of K.I.S.S TV next school year. A hometown girl with plenty of connections to K.I.S.S TV and the community. I wish Corey the best in her new position. And Corey, if you're listening right now, tonight, I know you're going to love your career at K.I.S.S TV, and you're going to have so much fun making everyone in Union City a star. In closing, I don't want to forget to thank Brian Bausman for his video production on the early years of K.I.S.S TV. Brian always has amazing productions, and I hope we can encourage him and support him in telling more of KTV's story. I really think it's a story that needs to be shared with community media centers everywhere. Alumni Association, thank you for recognizing K.I.S.S TV's 50 years. And most importantly, K.I.S.S TV, thank you for keeping me connected to the school and my hometown that I love so much. Everyone have a super weekend. Enjoy your time in Union City.
Oh, cut it out. I don't know how to follow this whole thing. I mean, it's just impossible. But I just want to again, I've got everything written out here, but thank everyone. But before, this is completely off base here, could anyone who was involved with K.I.S., either in elementary school, being on programs that we did or anything else, or in the program, please stand up, please. K.I.S. students. These people back here, some back over here, they're the important ones. They're the ones who actually got everything started. As Rick said, as Brian said, we had no idea what we were doing. We just had some equipment, and let's play with it, and let's see what we can do. And again, we had so much cooperation in the school, and that's what I wanted to do tonight. I wanted to thank the individuals, the businesses, the companies who followed anything that we wanted. In fact, as I mentioned to Martha earlier, we had people coming up and said, do you need anything? And that's what we had. I had administrators, I had staff members who just went along with our craziness, and we see the fruitfulness of the whole thing. I also would like to thank the administrations of Union City, Indiana, and Ohio. And that goes back to the mayors. I still remember when we would do the Mayor's Corner with Mo Reinard and Bill Falk on Cable Chatter. And that was like herding cats, let me tell you. If anybody remembers those two, it was just a lot of fun. I want to also, and again, thank Rick. Without him, this would not have been possible. Here's a kid who came in after graduating from school and volunteered for a couple of years until we were able to get him on the payroll. So he did a beautiful job. He was my right-hand person until he took over when I retired. And that was just a fantastic opportunity for the kids here at Union City. I also want to thank every student that was involved from whatever, because each student involved made a contribution to the program, but we also had an effect on them. You didn't have to go into TV production. You didn't have to go into the mass media to get something out of K.I.S., but you could just talk to people. You could also organize, and that's some of the things that we tried to do as far as the program. But most of all, I'd like to thank Prudy, my wife. She became a widow to K.I.S.S. for many years, and that was just so important to me too. I'm so excited about the Vision Corner. There's no doubt about it that with the technology that we have now, it's going to make a big difference in what we can do as far as the school and as far as the kids. Again, like I said, we always wanted to give the students an opportunity to be creative, to be involved in the community, and to have as many life experiences as they possibly could. So we do, again, we appreciate everything that they did. And I said I'd stay at 2.5 minutes, and I think I'm probably at that point. I just have one thing, though, I would like to say, well, two things, I guess, is I'd like to wish Corey, Lykins, and also for Phil, who is a right-hand person there and is going to work completely, with the program. Very good luck with it, with the program, and to continue the traditions, the principles, and the goals that we established. I'm also anxious to see all the live stream programs. And I hope everyone realizes that it means so much. We stood on the beach at St. Petersburg watching the girls' basketball team play in the state finals on K.I.S.S. That's amazing. And that's even amazing to me, Graduating seniors, I'd just like to leave you with this one thought. This was posted by, I said I would not use any names, but I have to. Ralph, who you saw, Rafaela, she's the one that posted on Facebook last week. And this is the philosophy of K.I.S.S. I don't think inside the box. I don't think outside the box. I don't even know where the box is. Keep that as a philosophy. Thank you very much.
We're going to find out how fast I can read. Class of 1952, you can stand or wave to all your fans. I'm going to acknowledge the class of 52 and then in 5-year increments. Class of 1952, Carol Stein Drew. Class of 1957, K. Elliott Hummel. Tom Wright. Class of 1962, Jim Hufford, Gary Sotkamp, Sharon Bemis Levon, Bill Corbin. Class of 1967, Barbara Price Shaw. Class of 1972, John Brooks, Deborah Howe, Mary Bargy Stahl, Rhonda Stump Rust, Teresa Norton Milklos, Becky Bennett, Dennis Pooter, Scott Garrett, Margot Brooks, Philip Zimmerman, Jeanette Bailey, Judy Fields Hummel, Kent Neergardner, Nancy Tillman Threewitz, Gregory Harshman, Peggy Robbins Wilcox, Randall Welch, Deborah Sutton Geyer. Class of 1977, Christine Corbley Bradburn, Connie Weimer Lloyd. Class of 1982, Jerry Williams. Class of 1987, Leslie Mills Zimmers. Class of we jumped to 2012, Natasha Enos Mock. Class of 2017, Landry Zimmers Doppler. A big hand for all the alumni who have attended tonight. Thank you.
I had a set of notes to speak from, and I decided that this class spoke for me. Because what's going on here is close to magical. We are in a town that, as Greg talked about, was a boom town 50 years ago. It has taken about as hard a hit as a town could take. You know, even most small towns didn't have one employer of the importance of our big one. And so what happened here was just a body blow economically. What also has happened here is that this class has absorbed, you talk about body blows, the impact on the educational process in their years, unbelievable. Almost certainly as bad as it's been in American history. And we're talking body blows to education. And as Aaron said, this group of teachers absorbed it, adapted to it. I feel honored that we as an alumni association and the teacher grant program would have been part of that because some of the funds that it took to do some of the innovating that they did through the COVID period, we were able to help. And that's what we should be about. But I think the real magic is that these kids think that they're ready to go out into the world and compete. Did you notice that? And we're talking here kids that are ready and know they are, and they are. And as I think back to the era that we came from, that was the magic then. We have students now in every kind of profession around the country. science and teachers and and tradesmen, all kinds of people who left here feeling they could compete. And they could, and they did. And what you saw, if you really think about what went on in that video, that's magic. I mean, that's a little town that has taken DECA and K.I.S.S. to heights that I don't think there's any other town, maybe anywhere, that has accomplished that. I mean, that's out of thin air, out of innovation and dedication to get that kind of a thing going on here. And today we're saying, instead of being defeated by the economic situation, we're going to rebuild it. And it's going on right now. It really is. So I think that is terrific. I don't think there's any higher praise we can give to our school because it's cultural. That's a culture. There's schools that are beaten up, defeated, and just they say, we can't do this. The economy's too bad. This is too bad. That's too bad. This little town, all these years, has not ever said that. I mean, it's a can-do attitude that is cultural, and it's a credit to the leadership and the teachers, and we're going back, way back, Dee Hand and Bob Scheck and the whole range of people that have been part of this can-do culture. And just in closing, when we mentioned the Alumni Association helping generate the Education Foundation, here's what that's about. Our goal, I think our highest purpose, is to be sure that the kids of the next generation can also say, we're ready, we're competitive. And what that means is that our little school sitting in our little town has to be competitive with the Carmels and the Brownsburgs and the big schools and the big budgets. And that's going to get tougher and tougher through time. Teachers are going to be more challenged. There's going to be more technology to introduce to keep our students current. And the idea of the foundation is that we now manage, and this is impressive, we have about $1.5 million in dedicated to scholarship endowment. And that's great. That's a tribute to a lot of people in this room. It's a tribute to people who long since are gone but gave generously to that foundation, or to that purpose. The idea of the Education Foundation is to raise a similar amount of money as the goal, so that when the technology comes that our kids need to be competitive, and it will, or the demands on teachers change, and it will. We can't see it. There's in the program, I think it says the most expensive thing that we have to think about to be competitive doesn't even exist yet. And so the idea of the foundation is just to help us be ready, whatever that means. Because I'll tell you, the goal is worthy. This town deserves a break. That we work hard to give it a break is what this is all about. So I am honored to be here and to be part of this, and you guys inspired me all to pieces today. Thank you. So with that, Mariah, if you would.
If you'll please bow your heads with me as I close today's banquet in a short prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to gather here today and for facilitating such a loving environment. I pray over my fellow classmates and I as we leap into this future with you, Lord, as well as safe travels to those who could be here with us tonight to wish us seniors the very best. In your name we pray, amen.
With that, we'll close with that one item, just bookkeeping. The Pizza Hut that we talked about in the program has no help. So the Pizza Hut is not available for the reception. I am told, though, that downtown music is playing and things are happening, so the people that might want to continue meet and greet could go downtown. So with that, and again, with great appreciation to everybody that had a part in this, thank you very much. See you next year.